Welcome to the Department of Clinical Services Overview Business Plan. We're very excited to outline what we've been doing for the last year. Before I get started on my presentation, I wanted to give a quick overview of the Department of Client Services. Lee Niebold is the Director of Client Services. Our current staff members are highlighted in the yellow row, and our forecasted staff members are in the row highlighted the teal green. Increasing the accessibility to our patients is very important. We'll need to work with local realtors in the geographical areas to find 4 outreach clinics to better serve these patients who are in the rural areas of central Ohio. Qualified staffing is needed for these additional sites, starting with my letter of justification to the Human Resources Department. I do forecast the need for 4 full-time intake coordinators, 4 non-clinical staff members, 1 full-time certified nutritionist, and I'd like to see the part-time position open up to a full-time position with benefits for the IT technician. Continuing our relationship with the nursing directors to allow them to sponsor Better Health Organization's weight management curriculum into their healthcare programs. I would also like to start utilizing our technology to implement blood pressure monitors to become available in the homes of patients with needed monitoring via landline communication. It would be very convenient for these patients to have, since they do live in the rural areas, that then they eliminate them from having to come to our outreach clinics. Also, once a full-time nutritionist is hired, I'd like to see that he or she should begin working on developing policies and procedures surrounding the startup of our clinic to have one-on-one counseling support sessions in the areas of nutrition, diabetes, and weight loss. Organizing our plans. I think that the first thing that we need to start doing is recruit our volunteers because they provide solid structure for our existing organization, and as a current team members, they fill in missing pieces to our puzzles. With their different perspectives and years of experience, they are invaluable to us. Supporting our relationship also with the Director of Nursing is at the local college levels to provide both our department and the college's feedback to move forward with introducing the weight management classes into the healthcare curriculum. This is a very exciting project for me, and I look forward to the future and watching the program grow. I've indeed been working very closely also with Human Resources Department to begin the process of compiling our job descriptions, specifications to hire appropriate staffing for our upcoming outreach clinic locations to be able to serve more of our patients. This, I have to say, is going to be an ongoing project. Next on my agenda is to continue working with the local realtors to stay within our allotted budget to acquire outreach clinics, and that will involve the size and locations of these projected clinics. Very important to reach our rural area patients. And to do so, I think it's very important that I look forward to working with the local realtors because they know the areas. They know the ins, the outs, as far as patients. Can they get to this location off a major highway? Okay. Is it going to be easy for them to find the location? Things like that I'd like to be able to think about. Leading our department. I believe in my personal experience in leading. Happy employees make very productive employees. I try to encourage their inputs for possible changes. I like to offer things like flex time when I can if the schedule allows, and allow them to be creative and not micromanage them. We have things like employee appreciation days that are every Friday and can include simple things like ice cream days or pizza party days. And I have found that they really look forward to having that on Fridays. By having regular check-ins with each individual employees, it allows me to see where they are at professionally in regards to matching our performance objectives for our department. Hopefully at this point, there is feedback on things like their time management skills, how are their communication skills, their goal objective settings, are they meeting them, and problem-solving skills are some good examples to include when evaluating our employees. We've established a patient satisfactory committee for feedback from our patients, whether it's negative or positive, and these surveys are anonymous. It's important for our overall department and improvement. There are 4 control mechanisms: control, planning, organizing, leading, and directing. I believe that ongoing feedback to our employees is crucial to sustain job performance and overall business goals. It can be as simple as walking up to that employee and stating to them, "Excellent job on that specific part of a project." I like to keep it as individual basis and not part of a work group project. It sends a tone that they are important as individuals. Some of our other cool features: we have a new control factor in place that involves a Pyxis system to monitor and order patient supplies. And then once we are out of supplies, it sends that item to the vendor automatically. So I have up here a picture of a Pyxis system. And how it works is you would press in your password. You would go to the window, open the window up, say you want a box of gloves. You go to the shelf that has a box of gloves. You take them out, you subtract them, close the door, and that automatically, if that's the last box that you've taken, will send that to the vendor to reorder. It's a pretty cool system, and it saves a lot of valuable time. We've also implemented a plan to hopefully reduce our labor costs when we have low patient census. We'd like our part-timers to have flex time schedules, so they would only come in during our peak scheduled hours. As far as the full-time employees, we can outsource them to other areas and transfer their hours to different cost centers accordingly, so that they maintain their full-time status. Leading by example is critical to have an optimal performance to meet our organizational goals. Employees will always be looking at management to set good examples. So this will be achieved through ongoing management skills training classes for our managers and our leaders. I would like to conclude with 3 questions: where we were, where we are, and where we are going. The first question is where we were. We needed to update our technology for inventory control and reach patients in our rural areas with quality health care. We needed to take a look at our services and ask ourselves the question, were they comparable to competitors? We definitely needed to offer services such as counseling, education, so that our patients could be diagnosed within a reasonable time frame. The second question, where we are. Our department is growing into different areas, not only geographically, but also academically, to provide quality service to all patients, no matter their income level or where they live. Third question, where we are going. Continue serving, educating our patients throughout Central Ohio areas with quality healthcare services and innovation technology services available to all our patients and staff members. And one final note, reach for the sky, because there's no limits our department cannot achieve with teamwork.